Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Whew, Loki. We have some Loki news and just news in general. Um, I hate when your stapler runs out of staples. It's just not the business. Okay, so when I took Loki, he wasn't supposed to go into a checkup until 10 to 14 days after that second surgery. Again, something didn't feel right because he kept I would put gauze and like not tape, but put wraps around the area so that way he can't have tape on his fur. It would hurt. So we went into the vet yesterday, and they said that his his abdomen wall where they fixed it is closed, but the incision site they went through, they used glue, and they didn't understand why they used glue on a dog or even this big. Not even the stitches that absorb your body, they don't recommend that for any dog that's over 100 pounds because when they move, they have more muscle, more mass. Buenos dias. All that. I have no idea what just fell behind me, but I'm pretty sure it's a ruler of some sort. um, so when we went in there, they were like, "Hey, they had to do an IV sedation, and they had to do like stitches that they have to get cut out in 14 days." So he's back into his comb and shame and sadness. Well, it's the foam and he's the pajamas that you guys seen. We have a couple of those so that he can wear that comfortably. And even if he tries to reach it, that pajama helps protect that area. So he has regular stitches in right now, and he's gonna get seen not this Friday, but next Friday to get the stitches removed. He has to be crated, which this is really hard. Like I know it's hard for him, but it's so hard for me. I'm not a good crate parent. My dogs are always like free, but if they have to be crated, like if someone comes in the house to fix or repair stuff, they're fine with it. But to be crated most of the day, he also can't go outside into the backyard. He only can be walked on a leash. That's it. Because this is the third time of the staples and the stitches. The vet was really kind. She said that this actually happens a lot more than I would think it was, and not to be hard on me as a pet parent. She said the bigger the dog, the harder for them to keep the staples, and where his incision site is where his core muscles are work. So right underneath his rib cage, that's where the incision is. It's like a 3-inch incision because that's how it is huge. And he was like, she's like, where they opened him up at, it's where he could twist, where he jumps, everything stretches that area. So you basically got to crate him. And it's, he's crying and whimpering, and it's just a lot because I just want to open up and be like, be free. But I know I don't want him to go into surgery again, so I have to do what I have to do. So when I'm done here, I'll walk him. But he's doing good. He has his energy. He drank water. He already did the bathrooms. Um, he's upset that he's in a crate though. So if you hear him rolling around, we're even getting an even bigger crate than when we have one for a Great Dane, but he fills out. He's not as skinny as a Great Dane, so we got a bigger one. Actually, we have one that's big enough to fit two. We're gonna get one that can fit two dogs, just in case we have a lot of repairs going on at the end of this month. So we'll be able to put the dogs in a crate, and people can walk around without feeling intimidated that a dog might attack them. And people have those fears, and they're important because you never know what they have trauma of some sort or whatever. So we try to not to make our dogs like scaring people when we get repairs or whatever, especially like low key. People are afraid of him and they have no idea it's not him that you need to be afraid of. It's Roxy. um, so yeah, he has to be crated for the next 10 to 12 days. Anywhere that and the only way he can not be crated, it has to be in a room that has no surfaces for him to jump on. I don't have any rooms like that in this house. Every room has a surface. Um, yeah, it's not the best. So Kendall, like we had to go through that. I wasn't able to work yesterday because he was sedated. Loki is not the best with sedation. Like he is like a drunk guy walking into walls and whatever. So I had to navigate him, and then that's it. And I've been trying to fight off this migraine that I got like since Saturday. I'm doing like I have an appointment this week or next week with my neurologist about my headaches. They flare up a lot more during this time of the year because they're all connected to my sinuses. I also think I get like cluster headaches when I'm stressed out. So there's that. Yeah, he's not happy, Jenny. He is so not happy. His whimpering is almost going to break me. There's not a lot of things that can break me, but a kid crying, um, or anyone crying, to be honest with you, I can't handle it. I want to like automatically hug someone when they're crying. And I can't handle it when a pet cries because unlike a human, they can't say, "Okay, I'm frustrated. I'm in pain." And basically, we have to stay on top of his pain medicine and as well as giving him a sedative twice a day so he just calm down and be relaxed. And I'm not okay with that. But I don't want him to go through surgery again, so I have to do what I got to do. Good morning. I know, Deb, and you're absolutely right. The vet said the same thing. It's just until he heals, then he can go around and be crazy Loki again. Um, it's just weird. It's super weird to see like it like Loki's a force of nature. Like if you see him out and about, you like will just he's really majestic. I'm not gonna even lie. So to see him confined into something is just it's like watching this beautiful thing just getting captured. And it's just I know he's gonna be fine, but it's sad. No, like the okay, so if most of you are probably familiar with having a migraine. So Saturday was the worst. I was having eye floaties and like seeing like little bursts of light. So I was in a dark room pretty much all of Saturday night and all of Sunday. Then I started taking I already took my emergency medicine, but then I was taking the medicine in case the emergency medicine doesn't work out, and I started feeling good. I went from feeling like a 7 to like a 3. So right now I'm like at a 2, and I've been basically doing Tylenol and I'm not gonna lie, espressos. So whenever I take the Tylenol, I use an espresso. It's just the medicine like performs faster. It's kind of like it's been proven that powder formulas of medicine like Excedrin, Tylenol, ibuprofen work faster in your system than a pill because it's the particles can go into your bloodstream faster. So me and espresso has been like this right now, but I'm like a 2. I'm fine. It's just like this. I think someone said you could tell in my eyes when I have a headache. It's just like it's sitting like right behind my eyes, and I'm just like, just go away, please. Yeah, you're right, Lynette. You're 100% right. It's harder on me than it is. It's kind of like when you have a baby. You have that like my mom was like, let him cry it out. But like, as much as I wanted to do it, like I would buckle in and give in because it's a kid crying in my body. My knee jerk reaction is like to hold you, let me make you feel better, give you some kind of comfort. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm weak in that aspect. I am super weak. If you have me around your house and your baby's crying, you're like, oh no, she's fine, whatever. It will take everything, maybe someone physically holding me back from not holding a kid or a puppy, sometimes a cat, but I'm allergic to a lot of cats and I'm kind of afraid of them a little bit. But yeah, it's just a knee jerk reaction. Yeah, and you're right, Java. He definitely sends stress. I had Kendall laughing so hard yesterday. I was like, dude, I think I stress sweat today. I was like, I heard about this, but I've never experienced it. I was like sweating behind my ears, and he was like, yeah, I wasn't hot, so I'm not understanding. I was like, I was so stressed out. So, but I'm glad I went back to the vet and not the place that we got the surgery done because when they glued it, I kept looking at them like, when Kendall came home, I'm like, are you sure it's supposed to be just glue? I mean, for someone like Kendall, my husband, glue will work, but you put glue on me, it's my stitch is gonna rip right open. I'm too like active and not. I don't care about that area. Once it's sealed, I'm like, okay, I'm healed, even though I'm not. That's why glue will work on Kindle because Kindle will baby his whatever he has and make sure that he takes care of it so he can get better. Me, on the other hand, I'm like, yeah, I'm free. It's not bleeding anymore, and then it opens up. So I was a little weary of when they put glue on 100 and something pound dog, like in the middle of his chest and stomach area, where dogs use their core muscles to get on their hind legs, jump up on stuff. Like I just thought it was really weird. And I could take full responsibility. I should have created him sooner. Um, and I didn't. And now we're here. So they removed some of, like, they call it, I forgot what they call it. They removed some of the tissues to make sure it's like fresh, new, healthy tissue, and they stitched it together. And the stitch looks better than when those two surgeries. Like you can already tell the stitch is completely different. And my vet, Loki's normal vet, expressed my concern. Like they don't understand why they glued him at all. Like they were like normal. She was like, normally we don't glue unless it's like a toy size, like a chihuahua size, because they don't they use their whole body opposed to just using, like, I don't know. It was just weird. So there's that. At 11:30, I'm going to be going live with the Sewing Gardener Room, and we're going to talk about the retreat that I'm going to be a part of in North Carolina in June. So she'll be able to answer all questions because I've been getting emails in reference to that, and there's only so much information I was able to give out. So she will be going live, and we'll be able to talk more about that today at 11:30. I have a bag that I'm going to be cutting out for I See. It's a really cool bag. You probably seen it out. I'm going to be doing a video for it. So I'm going to cut it out, see what I can do hack wise to help make the bag, sew faster, or what parts that I get stumped at. The reason why I always do a bag first is because whenever I get stumped on something, I'll write on the pattern piece, like, oh, this piece right here, confused me, and so I can try to better explain it when I'm filming. I'm filming a Nova's nugget today. It's going to be like the shortest Nova's nugget that you've ever seen because I was making the Bluey wallet, the NCW, and I do my card slots a little bit differently, but I do this really cool, like this is hemming thing. And once I show you how to do it, you can use it on slip pockets, whatever, and it'll help reduce bulk. So I'm going to be filming that today, and hopefully that will be coming out tomorrow. There's a couple things that should be coming out tomorrow. There's coming out this week. There's a couple Nova's Notions, and there's one Nova's Notion that I'm really excited about because someone told me about it, and it's not that expensive, and it looks like something that I'm surprised I've never seen it before. So there's that. So I'm going to be 11:30 with the Sewing Gardener Room, so we can talk about a retreat and then making a backpack. I'm really excited about it because I see so she has the most unique shapes. I see. There's usually a standard book. You can get a book even at the library, and they'll show you all the different shapes bags are, whether it's like a satchel, doctor's bag, whatever. They show you what the original shape is, and people take these shapes and then they start creating stuff. But somehow, some way, she always comes out with a shape that I have never seen before. And that's how I feel about Amiz too. Amiz really likes curves because I think she lives near the water, and so she gets a lot of her inspiration from waves. And they're always like this unique curve that makes me so excited to sew their pattern because it doesn't look like anything I've seen before. And I highly recommend, if you do have time, if you go to your public library or look up books if you want to on eBay to find, or secondhand books. It's really interesting looking up different books that talk about a bag's original shape, because from there you can start contemplating on what you want to add to it. So is I don't know, it's very intriguing to me. Another person I think has a really cool pattern designs and shapes is it So Monica from So Petite. She even has classes that can teach you how to start drafting your own patterns. If that's something that you're interested in, you definitely should try it. I watch her reels. She usually has 1 minute reels every day, and they're very informative. Um, and I I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want to take her class because I would love to learn how to make 2D and 3D patterns. Everyone always asks me to make patterns, but there's so much more than modifications of patterns. It's verbiage, pictures, how your idea form. Like that's why I always like in awe of a designer because I see how much work they put into it. Modifying is simpler for me because you already did all the work of putting the shapes. Now I'm taking your shapes and I'm recreating it into something else. It is its own skill set, and I am fully aware that everyone can't modify, like I'm fully aware that everyone can't design, but I think it's really cool that Monica offers a class. I'm not too sure how it breaks down. It's like either one payment or like you break it down into four payments, and the class is at your own leisure. So you don't feel like you have to do it, whatever. But at the end of the class, like I was looking at the reviews for it, um, people really like it. And I'm not gonna lie, I think maybe in the summertime when I don't have to like run back and forth everywhere for the kids at school, I might take that up at night just to I'm not saying I'm gonna become a pattern designer. I just love knowledge. Knowledge is power to me. Knowledge helps you get to the next level. Never become a pattern designer. I'm just gonna let you know. I just like more information. Yeah, she's a natural born teacher. I seen that too. I was like, oh wow. Because YouTube is funny. So I'm like listening. I have my shorts that I listen to every day is Ed Sheeran. I love Ed Sheeran. I love his voice. I love how he plays an instrument, and he's going over and he's talking about Subtract, his new album. And I was listening to Saltwater, and then Monica came on. And I was like, oh yeah, I have like a couple of her patterns. And they're super cute. One of my fun backpacks I love to make is the McFly because I think it challenges you because the bag is pretty much origami. It's the same there's a bag like that for So Sweetness too, where it's a backpack and it's like pretty much origami. And I always like that style for some odd reason because it looks organic, it looks natural. And I was like, I have one of her things. And then I was watching her shorts. And then I just got into this before I went to bed. I watched like 20 of her shorts. And I was like, okay. So I go onto her website. I see that she does have the classes. You can break it down into four payments or one solid one. And she has a syllabus on there. Like your first lesson is making 2D patterns. And then it goes to 3D and whatever. I'm like, that is so cool. I know so many people want to make patterns out there, but they don't know where to start. And I'm like, only place I can tell you to start is first get a book, like get a book, like a encyclopedia of book shapes. Because generally, all bags have a similar book shape. It's just a different take on it from a designer's point. So once you have that book in hand, you can start recognizing, be like, oh, this is this bag, this is this bag, and you got it, and then you can go from there. But I think they're neat. I think it's a pretty cool thing if designers are able to teach other people how to become a designer. I think it's teaching is a wonderful aspect in life, and if you're natural at it, you should definitely go for it because you never know who you're going to help. And I'm like I said, myself, I'm thinking about maybe in the summer when things slow down around here, to take a couple classes. Maybe it'll help me be an even better modifier. Maybe it'll make me have the courage to say, yeah, I want to write a pattern. I don't know. You don't know what the future's going to hold, but I just wanted to give it to you in case you guys didn't know. You're aware of it. Her patterns are gorgeous too, and fun to make. I think I made three. One was a bucket bag, and I gotta say that was my favorite bucket bag to make. Um, and then she has a McFly, and I did like a smaller one. It was really small. She always has like three-dimensional like pockets in the front. Yes, and she does have a lot of free patterns. She has, I believe, if you guys know her, she's the one that if I'm not mistaken, has the pouch for the emergency medicine. She was the first person I believe that came out with that. Um, I love indie pattern designers. I love indie patterns. I like patterns that we don't see. all over Facebook. They're usually my favorite because you don't see them all over Facebook. Um, I I don't know. That's why I always forget that I have the Miranda from Etsy, but every time I make it, I'm just like, "Oh my god, I made this. This bag is amazing," because I don't see it across my feed all the time. There's a lot of designers out there, and there's a lot of designers that come out with different techniques that you've never seen before. And it might be like a circular bag, but they may create it something, different. So I don't know. So that I was looking at that last night, and I was going over different notions. Kindle's still trying to help me out with this other notion before I get my final um, like video upload, and I'm editing the waxing one. That one's done too. That should be coming out really shortly. But yeah, he was like, I don't know about this tool. And I'm like, I don't want to say that it's not a great tool just because we can't use it right. So I've been giving it to different members of the house, and sometimes they'll get it, and then it's been a process. Uh as far as Roomgate, with everything going on with Loki, we're doing like baby steps. I'm hoping that I have finished everything done this weekend, and then we could focus on this room this weekend. Because the part that is hard for me is I can't put things away without having other things put away. So like I have things for right now on my table. I have two boxes full of rivets, and they're like broken down into sizes, and they're like little things like this. So I have two boxes that fit these, and it'll say like rainbow rivets, large or small, whatever. I need a shelf so I can put these things on, so that way I can move things around without having, oops, my rivets fell over the floor, and now I'm looking at you upset, because who wants to pick up a million rivets off of a not have carpet, but a concrete floor? I know I don't. I will walk away upset for a minute. So I'm waiting. So he cut all these shelves for me, so I have to tell him where to put the shelves. Um, and then everything should move. And then I'm getting a different motor for my free arm, and I'm really excited about that. That should be mailed out today, and I'm really amped about that. Somebody else emailed me asking me if I can do a review on Wonderground's waterproof canvas. So I ordered some, and I think it got shipped out yesterday. So we shall see. I'm excited because I've never ordered from them before. They had a lot of colors of waterproof canvas I haven't seen before, and they have like a nylon one. I'm curious to see what that feels like on hand. Oh, what the class? Let's see. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can pull up her stuff so I can put the link in the chat. Yeah, she came up on my shorts, and that's how I was like, oh, see, this is why I love shorts, because sometimes you can see something and that you never noticed before. I'm going to try to find. It's hilarious. She's always on my feed, and then when I'm looking for her, like So Many Creations is always on my feed too, because I love her content. She's always doing something, whether it's like teaching a class or creating a pattern or something. She always has something on her feed, and her husband's pretty funny on the feed too. But okay, I'll put the. I cannot find it right now on my feed. Oh yeah, I did. What's Jenny told me, she messaged me that my black my favorite black suede was in, so I ordered that. And after I ordered and put in my order for that and some zippers, the next day I seen that she had wax canvas. I was like, oh my god, I hate when. Don't you absolutely hate when that happens? Like you're like, I just ordered and you got something magically new. I had 12 hours after I ordered from you. That happens to me all the time. Like I'll be like, but I have good luck too. Um, So, like, okay, so Lauren, she says this in a lot of videos, but I don't think people like hear her. Sometimes if you go on her website, you go on her website just sporadically, she drops sneaky little drops. Like she puts little things out there. So I have an order from Lauren for 2 weeks. Yeah, I ordered for the vinyl for Tiny Little Beast, my Rebel bag. So that was like 2 weeks ago. This was there already. And everyone they starts to listen to it this week, but it was already there. So I was like, "Ooh, I'm gonna get it because it's rainbow and it sparkles, right?" You so Lauren does that. You need to like if you're gonna buy something from Lauren, go through everything because I'm pretty sure there'll be something there that wasn't there the last time you seen it. That's how I found out about the black and emerald clips. I was one of the first people that had it because I was buying something because she's one of my favorite fast people to buy something for. So if I have yeah, peacock hair. I, if I like need a twist lock, um, even though I would like to order from Inline Bags, it would be a huge shipping thing and whatever. So I always order from Lauren. And then I started paying attention when she was like, sometimes we do sneaky drops. So next time you go order from Lauren, just go through. You might see something that you're like, wait, I haven't seen that. Yeah, so I had this for like 2 weeks. It's pretty good. Um, it's a little harder to push down than this, but there's a reason because this you only doing like 70% of the. So I'm kind of spoiled off of this because you don't have to punch hard. You were there this weekend. Yeah, I know. I like you have no idea, Jenny. You like totally made my week. Like I was like, shut up. I bought like 6 rolls of that vinyl because I know it's gonna be gone. It is a beautiful suede. It is the most pretty suede I've ever seen. Um, that's my favorite black suede, and I'm gonna hoard it like a fire drake. I want it. She has more clear vinyls. That's so and this is my other problem. After I order something, you know how it says like go back to you want to go back to shopping? It shouldn't say no for me because what happens? I go back to the shopping mode and then I'll be like, wait, what? No, I didn't see this. Jenny, I'm really jealous of you. I really want to go over there, but I think I will get on her last nerves. Be like, ooh, I just seen her classroom. I think that it's so cool that there's so many people that are teaching in person now. I'm just super excited and amped up about this because I think the 2 years, like, took a hit on everybody, but us in the sewing community, that it took a hit on retreats, it took a hit on teaching, so many different things. Yeah, I'm not. I might also be hurt too, but I'm grateful that we have a community here that we can talk to one another and be like, hey, Dalva, I seen XYZ has XYZ, and like you want to reach out and tell that person so that they can get it because they express their interest in it. I think that's a cool thing. Oh my god, I would love to go over there. I would be like, let's do this. I gotta try it, Terry. I gotta try Bodio. I've never have tried. I know they've been around forever. I think their name is super cute, but I've never tried anything from them. I was thrown off. I guess I didn't pay attention about what Wonderground had on it. Had so I went in there and has anyone got the nylon? Because I bought all the regular waterproof canvas. I even bought the binding that matches the waterproof canvas that I got. But then it had this nylon waterproof one, and I'm like, what is this? Let me just buy 1 yard because if I hate it and I have more than 1 yard, I'm going to resent myself tremendously. Ooh, the faux suede is from my handmade space. Um, it's beautiful. Like the green moss is my comes in second because I do a lot of Hobbit stuff and people like the texture. But that black, anytime I made anything with that black, it would sell out. I did a really cool She-Hulk backpack with it, and it was awesome. She just That faux suede is absolutely gorgeous. And my favorite cork to get that, like I have cork colors that I like from each person, but I love getting my Handmade Space orange, and her she's like a lighter chocolate brown where it's not as brown as this. I usually get those two colors from her. Yes, Devil. Yeah, I got it from my Handmade Space. Jenny gave me she was like, Shnova, I just was there. She had the black suede. I was like, sold. Black suede. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Don't that's but oh, you guys have that connection. That's a good cool connection. Yeah, I heard Bodio ships really quickly. I always appreciate people that ship quickly. It always surprises me when they do it. Like I'm always thrown off, even though I've bought from Lauren for years, how fast they send things out. New Moxie, oh, like I swear I hit enter, and they'll be like, "Here's your tracking number," and like not like here's your tracking number, and 3 days later it starts tracking like instantly. I'll be like, "What the heck?" Some people are really fast with their tracking, and I understand that everyone can't, and I'm not judging anyone that can't, but I do appreciate the people that can. I don't know. I watched some of her stuff reels or her things on Instagram, and Annabelle seems like she's a really nice, sweet, down to earth person. Oh, her have I used the Black Suede? Yeah, a lot. That's why I wanted more. I Yeah, and then the green moss one was with the last season, the Hor- Hortensia one from Orosa. I used the green faux suede. Her. She's really pretty faux suede. My dad's an engineer. I'm always surrounded by engineers. um. So yeah, I'm like really excited about that I got that. I'm really excited. I realized that I buy the same colors of waterproof canvas. I don't know if anyone else does that. I never get white. It's rare when I get black. They're always like weird colors like mint, turquoise, robin egg blue. There's some kind of blue or purple. And I just realized that when I was looking in my bags, I was like, oh, Shinova's signature color is a blue or purple. Yeah, it's fine. Um, it's a faux suede. Let me see. I like how her shop set up too. Like you could just hit vinyl and just like go. I kind of actually wanted to try some of her quilted ones. I'm not a real big fan of pre-quilted vinyls, but here we go. It's just, there's no affiliate links. I just appreciation. I'm trying to see if I can find. I'm still trying to find Monica's So Petite. Okay. Yep, I found it. And on Also Petite, she's the one that has the 7 week course. I If it's in your price budget and you've been looking to possibly become a designer, I would definitely take that. I think that is so cool that I actually have never seen a designer offer that. And I think she's doing the right thing. She's creating a class course. You pay her for her time and her education, and she's helping you learn. And I think that is the coolest thing ever. Light purple. Um, have If you want light, So Sweetness has um one named after her daughter. Yeah, she also has my favorite color. My favorite color cork is lychee. It's not quite peach. It's not quite tan. But every time I make a bag with it, everyone's like, ooh. So that cherry blossom one though, oh, it's calling my name. So there's the eggplant is a darker one. There's an there's three different colored purples that I've seen out, but I think the lightest purple that I found, I think I like is from, so there's plum, eggplant, violet. Is that one, Terry? I'm just gonna go ahead and throw this in the chat. Teresa, that one works for you? Yeah, Violet. Thank you. Karen, you too. I was like, it's named after her daughter. I do know that. My Hammy Space has, I don't know what purple she has. I always know that So Sweetness has a three, the plum, violet, and eggplant. Yeah. And I still haven't, I want to. I keep getting asked in emails. I have not got any cork from is it Millie? And everyone keeps telling me that their cork is very, very nice and they have beautiful prints. Yeah, man. We're like enablers in this group, and I can't even say it's me. I'm so innocent. No, no. I feel like it's important because one weird thing I never understood is when you ask somebody like, "Hey, where'd you get this?" and they're like secretive about it, and you're like, "Why?" I mean, they don't have to tell you, but it's weird. It's like if you're like, "Show where you got your shirt," and you'll be like, "Oh, I've had this for eons," and you're like, clearly you no. I mean, maybe because the bleach stain, but no. But like even I don't know. There's only so many times you can say it's a gift before someone's like, just say you don't want to tell me. Just say that you don't want to tell me. So and my thing is it also helps smaller shops. Like you okay, if you watch any of Sally Tomatoes YouTube videos, the first thing that comes out of her mouth is like you can get in the description box you're going to see a list of all of our supplies, but please do shop locally if you can. Always try to shop locally. When you hear by Annie, she says the same thing. When you hear people from the crew of Lazy Girl So, they say the same thing. It's because when we buy from these big box chains, we're taking away from our small community. So I do make a valid effort trying to go to my quilt shop that doesn't even have Tula Pink. So doesn't even have Tula Pink, but I want to. I rather buy from small businesses like my Handmade Space, and because they have brick and mortars or even Emmeline bags instead of like do sometimes yes I go get rivets from Amazon, but then it's just like they do have small businesses on Amazon, but they Amazon takes such a huge portion of their money. So I don't know. I have asked them. And their thing is that they have a boatload of Riley Blake. Like I know everything about Riley Blake's collections. I don't know if the shop owner doesn't like it because I have this thing where I think when someone owns a quilt store, they usually carry things that they're really they love. Like if you go to Stitch Supply Co, they have everything Ruby Star. Like every platform of Ruby Star they have. And I think that's because she personally likes Ruby Star, therefore it reflects in her what she sells. No, yeah, I'm no Loki tapped into my Florida money. I don't know if I'm going to be able to go. I would need to see what I do with these next three conventions. He tapped into so like different sewing things that I was going to update in my room. Yeah, no, but the money was worth it because that's my baby. But yeah, but it's good to know certain things. Like that's why I tell also to subscribe to people's newsletter because you never know. Like every day, like or at least a couple every few times a week. My handmade space has sales for different things like either vinyl or zipper tape or something, and having those sales can help out. I know, Java, for your situation is completely and utterly different. Just like my friends in California, they have so many different quilt shops. My quilt shop is close, right? I'm knock on wood, close, right? Um, but after that, no. Like I don't know, it's not a thing. And then like a lot more of them closed because of COVID. Yeah, I have to do the same thing. I'm well, like for me, yeah, I put, like I told you guys before, from sales, I put certain percentage away for buying supplies. It's just so happenly I like buying fabric and it's also my work. So it just works out for me because I'm like, yay. I like fabric. Even if I wasn't sewing to sell, I just like fabric. But like it's hard. It's hard. It can get really uh financially scary because like you FOMO is real. And like there's good FOMO and there's also FOMO that we don't talk about inside the sewing world, that some people, the fear of missing out, they'll buy something even though it may not be in their budget and something else hurts in the process. Um it's real. That's why that's why I told you this is based off of sales that I do it. I can really like something and I'll be upset or even like piffed, like, okay, I couldn't do this pre-order because it wasn't there. But sometimes you have to be okay with that. You can't have everything. And I do believe that everything happens for a reason, whether it's good or bad. So do you guys see the blue is slowly fading out of my hair now? But now I look like I have muddy swamp water green hair. It's super fun. Super fun. Yeah, the eggplant color is absolutely gorgeous. I like to use that one. I think the eggplant one, no, I don't know if I use violet on that bag that I did with Tangled. I don't know. I like mixing Tangled with either the sun yellow cork, or like the violet or the plum. Yeah, I have no idea when people are like buy your industrials local. I went through Steve from Sewing Gold and I still go through him. I'm like, "Hey Steve, can I want a needle positioner on my free arm. Can you tell me what I need to get?" And he was like, "You would need a new servo motor because the motor that you have on there does not allow you to have it." So he's like, I buy everything from him. He's just easier. I he's different from a lot of people. He makes videos. Like if you call him and you're like, I am not understanding, I think I knocked my timing out, he'll make a video, have it for you, and then make it public so anyone else has that issue. He's one of the few people that if you got your industrial from somebody else, you can still call him if you have issues and he'll walk you through it. He's second generation or second or third generation like industrial sewist like supplier. So I went with him because the guys from in Florida that do the domestic and semi-domestics, semi-industrials, told me to go to him because they're like, it sounds like you need an industrial. You should go to Steve from Sewing Gold. You can't get any better than Juki Repairman telling you where to go. Thank you, Jen. It's just like it has so many different colors. But what I'm planning on is okay. So in June, I have Awesome Con, and so many people are coming to Awesome Con, like so many. So I'm like pumping out bags, pumping out bags. My daughter's going to be turning 13 in July. So I was thinking I was going to take us to New York, just me and her, because we could just, you hop on a plane, it's like 30-minute plane, if right, hop on there. And then I was going to take her to see either Lion King or Wicked. And then we're going to go get our hair cut and have different colors done because they have a lot of curly hair stylists then. So I'm just like, hold on until July. You're gonna be fine until July. So just keeping it healthy. I mean, I give my hair props. There was like this little to none breakage from it being bleached. Yeah. So Leslie, so many of mine's closed down over here, and the one that does have it, again, she has a lot of Riley Blake, but she doesn't have Henry Alexander or Alexander Henry. I always get this. She doesn't even have a lot of Camelot. Um, she has more like boutiques, and her store is really set for quilting. There's her room on the side of her. They have all these different quilting machines, like a lot of long arms. They teach people how to do it, which that's another thing. I can do like small quilting, like on the Juki QVP Mini. I can do it. Like I'm pretty good at it, but the long arms freak me out. Like so, I would like to eventually take classes on that so I can learn that more. And if I was going to sew Magical Tennessee, I would advise people to take the English paper piecing class because there's so many cool tips or tricks. Like if you were watching Sarah's Social Sunday, she was saying that she uses like wash away like stabilizers when she does her English paper piecing. So when she washes the quilt, all the paper goes away so she doesn't have to like take them out. And I'm like, I never even would have thought of that. I really want to do an English paper piece quilt for my bedroom. That's like a goal of mine for 2024. Yes, Steve is amazing. He's amazing people, just amazing person, just really really cool. No, I service my own machines now. That's another thing. But I service domestic machines. My dad's an engineer. I'm naturally curious, and I am a person that I will take apart a watch to see how it works, clean it, and put it back together. It's just something that my mind automatically does. I don't know. I could install brake pads, rotary pads, like everything in your car. Like I'm pretty good at taking something apart and putting it back together. I service all my machines. Um, I've only had one time where I had to call Steve because I was stuck. I had a on my 5550, I had the needle positioner, and for some odd reason, my motor was not taking it. It was really frustrating because like if to me, you can have it industrial, just having the needle up and needle down positioner is a total game changer. So, especially if you have a free arm, it is a total, no one talks about that. I was like on the web, like, oh, free arms with needle positioners. Nada, nothing. And Steve was like, yeah, no one really, he's like, no one ever even asked for that. I was like, I'm just curious because it's a free arm. So if every time I sew, it goes in down in the needle down. If I let go of it, then it's going to be cool because it's clamped between the walking foot and the needle is down. So there's no shifting. Um, I don't, it's always interesting with him. So I was having issues with my needle positioner on my 5550. So he was walking me through with that. And he did a live video on it. He thinks it's really cool because when I was installing my I put together all my machines too. When I was doing my Skyver, I the bell wouldn't go around. So he again got on the thing with me. He's like, a lot of people just don't do that. I'm one of those weird people that like to put things together and figure out how I things get broken so I could try to fix it. It's the same thing with sewing. Do I get frustrated if a bag looks ugly and I messed up? Heck yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you, but then I learn from it. That's why I do that bag first, so that way I can write notes. All my patterns usually have tons of notes all over it. And post-its. I love post-its. Yeah. But Lizzie, I think that's about the right thing because I have a friend that had to get her serger service, and I think it was like $250 for the guy to come to the house. That was during COVID though. Yes, Karen, that's why I'm saving for that. So Hope, because Hope wants to have not her hair all blonde. She wants like the last 3 inches of her curls to be purple. And I'm not gonna have her go to this person, of course. But they have all these like in New York, there's so many curly hair specialists. So I thought she's never been to a salon. I've always done her hair. I'm the one that trims her hair. I'm the one that does everything to her hair. So I wanted her to have like her salon experience with people that actually deal with curly hair. So that, and then also we're trying to debate. We both want to see Wicked, but she wants to see Lion King, and she's never actually been on a show, seen a show on Broadway. She's seen like mom and pop shows throughout, whatever. She's the only kid that actually watches like Broadway stuff with me, like Hamilton, Sound of Music. Like she's the only kid. So I was like, let's go to Broadway, and it's just going to be me and her, hotel, eating whatever we want to eat, getting our hair, and going um to go to see a movie, to see something. I want her to go to Lion King because the Lion King was so interactive and the puppets are amazing. But she loves Hamilton and she desperately wants to see Wicked. Yeah. Oh, the To the Sunrise one. I seen that. I don't like every time I see English paper piece, I'm like, I should be doing this right now. Right? Love your needle positioner. So like it was not working on my 5550 and I was like, and it actually stopped working the day that I was going to be sewing live on Swoon and I was upset. I was so upset. I was like so upset. So I took the next day just to learn it, fix it, and whatever. It took a while because I had to reset everything and you have to do all these codes to reset it, but it worked out. It worked out. Like so I'm big on that. And the when you have the industrials, you could actually like I take apart like the head, everything, and I clean in between. And then I have these little they look like Q-tips, but they're green and they have like a weird square head. And I like go in and clean everything. I oil everything. I put grease in the grease spots that are supposed to have it to stay lubricated, and I haven't had any issues. I've had these two machines for over 3 years and never had a not a problem. But I also I've been servicing my like Bernina in any straight machine like forever. As long as it's not a computer machine, I'll service it. If it's a computer machine, I'm like, yeah, take that bad boy in. I'm not messing with it. I nope. Oh, so I'll take my brother in and get that service, and that's it. And my closest brother dealer is over 100 miles away, so we always have to ship it in, and it takes forever. Yeah. I think I think the if people wouldn't I think a lot of people would not have any issues with their industrials if they had the needle positioner because it totally changes the whole entire game. You're not afraid to like leave a stitch or move because it goes down. And I think it's even easier when you have applique, like you just are installing anything. I think it makes your job so much easier to have that. That the first thing I did on my with the QVP minis, you have a choice to either have when your needle stops, it could be up or down. Most people have it down because it's a natural thing for us. If you put that on your industrial, you're golden. Do you have to have it? No. My 5550, I got used to it not having it, and you see me like with my hand going down. You get used to it. But that's probably why I liked sewing on the 1341 or the 1541 because the needle does go down. I know I'm really excited to go to New York with her because I'm trying to break her out of her shell. She's like the kid that never wants to spend the night at anyone's house. She's the kid that's always afraid to try new experiences. So like basically this whole trip, she's afraid of planes. So I'm taking her on a fast flight. She doesn't like being in a location she's not familiar with. New York is a very busy place. Then she's never had anyone mess with her hair or do her hair that wasn't me. So let's take her to a specialist so she knows what to look for when she's doing her own hair. And then having her eat different foods that she's never ate before, and then taking her to a live theater to actually see a really good play. I think it would be an awesome birthday gift. I think it's more not even about spending, but giving her chances that she's afraid to do and being with the safety of her mom, you know? Yes, the Lion King is the best one ever. I just when they were coming down the aisles, I was like, "Oh my god." You know what was really good too? Spider-Man, but I understand why they had to shut it down, dude, because like the one that I went to, the guy got injured. Like he got flung into a wall. It's like, no, hard pass on that. I think a lot of what you have. I would recommend you, if you have an industrial, to call the place you got it and ask them if they know anyone that can come and service your machine. Um, if it's a like a domestic or semi-domestic, if it's a cute, if you have a Juki, the guys will work with you over the phone. If it doesn't work out, they will either they'll tell you to send your original box. If you don't have that, they'll mail you a box with a shipping label, and it takes them about 2 to 3 weeks, and your machine will be serviced. And if I'm not mistaken, I got my machine serviced twice with a QVP Mini, and I didn't have to pay anything, not even shipping. But I don't know why. Yeah, thread is that's another reason why you always hear me. People are like, why did you pick this machine over this machine when you were sewing this tutorial? Thread. I don't have a whole lot of it. The little that I do have, they're very specific colors. So if there's one color that I like more than the other, that's a huge and also it's a big thing if I want my color accent to be a feature, I always like thicker thread. Oh yeah, there's Amtrak, but but New York's flight, it's kind of like anyone that's in California knows that you go on a flight to Vegas, you're up and down. It's not even a 45-minute flight. New York is a 3-hour drive away from us. It's right there, but I wanted her to experience going, not to be afraid of airplanes. Even though I'm going to be petrified, she won't see that. I am not, I don't like flying. I do it because I don't like driving more. I'm not that person that you'd be like, road trip. I'm like, nah, let's get on a plane. I want to get to point A to point B and not have to think about anything else between. Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's definitely the Amtrak, but I want her to experience like that flight up, flight down, us getting on, taking Uber. See, like Faith goes to most of the Comic Cons with me, so she's used to getting into Ubers. She's used to ordering different foods and like Grubhub and taking them to the hotel. She's used to all like the con life. Hope, on the other hand, she's not. And Faith is she's gonna be a senior this fall. So between senior activities and her doing her thing, it just I know I have to kind of start now training Hope to help. And then eventually it'll be Kindle. And then it'll be just me and my husband if he helps me out, or I'm gonna recruit one of my kids. So each one of my kids are really different, and Hope is always reluctant to try new things. So my birthday gift to her is a gift of trying new things. So right, yeah, I heard Cellrite has a really good customer service. Steve's channel's called Sewing Gold, and he always has like the coolest YouTube tutorials. Oh yeah, you could take the bus. The bus is like nothing. We took it went for my friend's 30th birthday and everything. It's cheap. I just she hasn't been on a plane since she was like a baby. So I'm like, you're getting on a plane. Let's go. And the plane tickets are really cheap. We can literally do Spirit for like nothing, the same amount as a bus ticket. Yeah. There's gold. Yeah. Gold Star is different from Sewing Gold. Gold Star is that guy that kind of problematic, and Sewing Gold is Steve, and it's been in his family business. I want to say 2 or 3 generations. Yeah, it's just a making sure she gets that experience about flying and feeling safe and whatever. And it's a quick flight. Like I always feel like if your kids are not used to flying, for the first flight, you should do something really short, so that way that they can get the gist of going up and down and maybe a little turbulence here or there. I mean, most of the times there's not turbulence, but if there is, they have someone that's with them that they help feel secure and safe with. So, oh yeah, my head is hurting a little bit, but I feel way better than I did on Sunday. Yeah, we're flying in. We're gonna probably get an Uber to whatever hotel, and luckily there's 3 salons I might book with. I'm waiting to see like which one off of I need to figure out, I need to pinpoint which one. I usually like want for curly hair, I'll go onto these little curly hair forms, and then I'll put down the salon, and people will give, their honest input, like, no, don't go to this salon or go to this one. And I'm looking for one for her to have the full treatment, like steaming her hair with when she has conditioner in it, the whole 9 yards, like cutting her hair not wet, because we all know curly hair shrinks. And if you cut it white wet, you can have one piece that's like right here and the other one's way up here. Um, just like different things, like if, so that way she can have like the best experience. Because for me, there wasn't really a lot of curly hair salons at all when I was younger. And when I was younger in California, it was all about having straight hair. I didn't start wearing my hair curly until I moved out here and had hope. And I said I wanted to go natural because I wanted faith and hope to see that it's okay to have curly hair. Um, and you can do a lot of things with it. Now, with that being said, I wasn't able to get definition or anything like this until about 3 years ago. So, it- I I'm constantly experimenting, and I'm a person that I just couldn't get it. My hair is super complicated, it's super thick, and I was able to focus a lot more on hope and faith, and I could do more things with their hair than I could with mine. I have a tighter curl than both of theirs as well, so I didn't understand. So I want to take her to a specialist that can help her out and explain different washing and explain different things, someone other than me, so that way she can get an understanding of who she is and go from there. Oh, I know. I'm not a big fan of short flights too, but I just feel like when if it's a smaller child and they're afraid of flying, um, instead of having them in like, fear and suspense for hours, doing something very short can help them, like realize that, oh, it's not a big deal. Yes, everyone's getting better. Loki's has to be created. And everyone's doing better. Head hurts a little bit, not as much as Sunday, but better. And you guys got Kindle, so that's always cool. He's a very relaxing presence. So yeah, that's pretty much the gist of what I'm doing today. I'm going to be testing out, like not testing out a pattern, sewing a pattern up so that way I can do a video tomorrow. And I didn't want to do a video today because I don't know how Loki was going to react. It would be really weird to hear whimpering. Right, I hear him snoring right now. And then when I'm off here, I'm going to go walk him. He can't have any more longer than 10 to 15-minute walks. So I'm gonna walk him, and then I'm gonna come back, and me and Sewing Room are gonna go live and talk about the sewing retreat we're gonna be doing in North Carolina in June. I'm really actually excited, nervous, and scared, to be honest with you. Um, but I also think it'll be fun. I liked So Magical, and I loved when I got to teach the persimmon. Like I actually, the fact that I had like over 6 brand new bag makers make their first bag ever in my class, I'm still flying high off of that. Like, I was able to help someone with their first bag. Like, that is such a big thing. Um, yeah. So that's the reason why I want to do it. And actually just I think it would be cool. I've always wanted to go to a retreat. I still want to go to the Wizardly Stitchery one because so many great teachers. And just to meet some of the people that I didn't haven't got a chance to meet at like So Magical. Like there's so many people that are going to be at Wizardly Stitchery, and I think it's cool that you have more of like a hands-on experience and a camping experience. I know that camping's not for everyone, but like, don't you ever wish that you were back when you were sixth, seventh grade and you were in that summer camp and you were all like doing cool camp stuff? Just that moment where you felt like there's no bills, there's no adulting, there's no like stress, whatever. You're just a kid having fun. I think that what they made is that for like 2 or 3 days. You're camping out with different people that like to sew. You get to meet people like Alex Radu, Nikki Kinder, and Shannon, and Lynn from Lynn's Maid, all in the same room. And I believe Kasaya is going too. You guys are all just like hanging out 24/7 for 3 days. Like, I don't know if that's your a dream getaway, but that's kind of like what I would want as a getaway. No kids and around people that just like sewing bags like I do and make amazing bags, and I get to learn cool techniques. Like, I'm sorry, I think that's a really cool thing. Um, Kendall and I met my cousin. She was dating a guy that was at a party. They were at some kind of cookout, and she was like, she was talking to Kendall, and she was like, I think you'll be perfect for my cousin. He called me, but I was at a water park, and I was like, yeah, I'm at a water park right now. And I'll talk to you later kind of thing. And then later on that night, we kept talking, and I've never stopped talking to him since. He's my best friend. I've talked to him about everything, about like stupid minute things to life changing things. Like, I talked to him about everything. I've never not talked to him for a day. I think it would be super weird. Like, it just would be weird. Yeah, I mean, if you can go, like, try it. I think this is their second, or they're gonna, and I think they have another one coming up. But I think it's just a really cool thing to do. Okay, yeah. You already know, Dalva, that I don't do reptiles. Totally get you. I feel you on that. But just let's not go for reptiles crawling into your bed, or, spiders. Let's just go that feeling of, remember when you got out of school and you had summer school and you didn't have to work. You didn't have, I mean, I had summer jobs like ever since I was like 14, but like that sleeping in, not having to worry about anything, that feeling, I think people don't understand. Once you graduate, you don't ever really have a summer off again. You're always doing something, whether you're working or you're taking classes in college or whatever. Um, and so I think when I seen their thing and it was like, it's like camping style, I was like, it made me think of just like fun times as a kid being free in the summer. I mean, I totally get it. I understand. I don't know how they do like off-site stuff. I it's different now because when I was a kid, I could sleep like the dead. So like if somebody was snoring or whatever, because my dad is a huge snorer, it wouldn't bug me. But now, like, there's sometimes I look at Kendall when he's snoring at night, and I just want to put a pillow over his face because I can't sleep. But it's really weird because it's a weird. Okay, so like last night it was 1 o'clock, and I turned around and he wasn't there. So I'm like, oh my God, Kendall, you gotta go to bed. I can't go into deep RMs without you. So he goes to bed, and for the second time in this week, he goes to sleep and he starts snoring. Then I'm like, why did I tell him to come back to bed? Because now I can't go to sleep until I don't camp. I don't camp. Like, Kendall is always trying. I will do like something camping like at Wolf Lodge where it's in a dome. Mosquitoes, man. Whoever camps with me are gonna be like, what the hell? What is going on with you? I react so badly to mosquito bites. And you'll just be like, should I just stick an EpiPen in her face? What the heck? It's it's bad. And I feel sad because my son does it too. Like, so I like, everyone's like, oh, summer and spring, right? Kendall seen his first mosquito and he was like, I wish it was fall again. I was like, I know, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Once those mosquitoes come out, there's something that they bite me and Ken can like nonstop. And then wherever they bite, we'll get huge, like grapefruit sized knots. And it takes like weeks for them to go away. And I don't know why. And I have tried everything, like off spray, the little clip things. I want to go to Wine in the Woods this summer, which is in May, so spring. And I want to go to I've always wanted to go to Shakespeare in the Park with Kindle, but it's in the park, right? And you either get a table or you can get camp. I will always want to go to that, but I'm like, the mosquitoes are going to like literally eat me alive for like 3 hours. I want to go to Shakespeare in the Park so bad because it's like that's a fun date to me. I like Shakespeare stuff, and I think What do they have? They didn't have, what do they have? They had Macbeth last year. I gotta see what they have this year. Yeah, I'm allergic to mosquitoes big time. And no matter what medicine I take, I have done nasal things. They have tried to do shots. It's just, it's miserable. Like you could feel my body like hot. Like I don't, it's, I don't know. And then they come more when it rains. And if you live in Maryland, then it rains here more than it does rain. So it's just, woo. Yeah. But yeah, he looks at me and he's like, I'm like, I'm so sorry, baby. But you know who started getting allergic to him last year was Kendall Sr. He's like, I know it's not noticeable. I'm like, yeah, that huge lump in your arm, yeah, that's noticeable. And he's like, I'm trying not to scratch it. I'm like, yeah, don't scratch it. So you're like, we're like calamine lotion up. It's just, yeah. No, we haven't tried allergy patches. I have done the shots. I have done where they try to put me on different allergy medicine. There's like 3 different nose sprays I take. One is like the coolest spray because whenever someone gets it, they're like, "What is this?" It's I could tell you when a storm's about to happen. You had a really bad headache. My allergies is getting congested, so they give me this spray to stop a sinus affection before it happens because I have this reaction to storm and pressures in the system. Like that's another reason why I want to take Hope flying because I think she has sinuses, and sometimes if you have really bad sinusitis, that you can have an issue with flying sometimes with different pressures. So, and I wonder, they're supposed to go to like, where are they supposed to go? Faith is supposed to go to Spain next year, but the 7th grade team has something that they fly to. No, she'll be in 8th grade. I'm sorry. 8th grade has something too next year. I just don't remember it. What it is. They fly somewhere though. Yeah, I have, so we get the off ones, and because how we started getting those is because Kendall takes the kids on Saturdays starting in May. They have movies in the park. So they get out this huge projector, and everybody that's a part of Columbia, they go like pile in and they go there. So there was another parent that had it, and everybody had these clips on them. And it didn't work for Kendall or me. And I'm like, I'm not meant for outdoors between in spring and summer. This is why I like fall and winter so much. No mosquitoes, no ragweed. All right, so I'm gonna hop off here, go walk Loki, and then I will be coming back on a live with Sewing Room at 11:30 ish. 11:30. All right, so I hope everyone has a really good day, good choices, stay safe, and I'll see you soon. Bye.